Cool, guys. So it is 8:50. And how's the audio? I put the mic really close to my mouth. Everybody says it seems tinny and metally, and it seems like it's too far away. So I just dropped this mic right next to my beautiful mouth so you guys can hear me nice and clear. All right, guys. On TikTok, we are live on YouTube for our free 45-minute session. I know some of you guys are signing up for that intro membership. We're capping that at 20. As it's beta testing right now. So if you guys experience any issues whatsoever, shoot me an email, josh@alphadaytrading.com. You could reach out to the support team as well through the website if you have any issues under a free membership, and let us know so we can pass that along to our development team as we will be doing updates and new releases. Sounds like the Howard Stern show. You guys are cracking me up. You guys think this is the Howard Stern show? No. Hold on. I got you guys. Hold on. We're good. Josh, get some calls in? Get some calls in? I don't know right now. I don't know. I got the SPY resistance up at 405.72. I got the Q's resistance up towards around 305.19. That's a key level that we got to keep on watch, guys. Very key level to keep on watch. You know, if we break and hold above it, we're going calls. If we cannot break and hold above it and we look weak, we're taking puts back down. How do you deal with taxes? Do you put a certain percentage away for taxes? Yes, I do. So every time I pay myself, I take 25% out. And I usually pay myself 100% of what I make. And I always put my account back down at, the starting balance. So I always take 25% and I set it aside. I got a really good CPA, an accountant. They're really good with finding, those tax loopholes, a lot of those advantages, write-offs, stuff like that. So when it's all said and done, I don't really fall into that tax bracket to where I typically have some cash left over in that account and I can do whatever I want with it. It's like giving myself a refund. But yep, you just got to be disciplined. You just got to be disciplined, take 25% out, put it in a savings account, stash it. So when you get that check from Uncle Sam, you're prepared. You're good to go. Can you trade calls and puts in pre-market? No, you cannot. Options are not tradable in pre-market and post-market. The only option contracts that you can trade pre-market, not pre-market, but post-market is the SPY and the Qs is EXTO eligible. So you can actually enter call and put positions up until 4:15, even after the market closes in post-market. But again, it's only the SPY and the Qs up to 4:15. So from 4 to 4:14.59, you could actually enter and sell calls and puts in after hours for that 15-minute window. Other than that, you can't. Those are the only two instruments that you can do that with. What's my YouTube? The YouTube's AlphaDayTrading. Same handle, guys. Same handle, AlphaDayTrading. Over on YouTube. We'll be live right at 9 o'clock. I'll be rolling this BA intro, getting you guys all fired up. And we'll go ahead and dive into it. Let's right now make sure that we don't have anything else that hit that scanner. We got Dr. Dre moving today, guys. You see that? We got Dre. Dr. Dre's gapping up to 58 today. He is super high right now. My goodness. So high. Up 21.9%. That's insane. Where's Slim at? We got Slim moving? No. No, Slim's not moving today. All right, so we got our watch list. We are good. Penny stocks are still dead like they have been. Honestly, I don't even care about penny stocks today. My focus is on the SPY and the Qs. That's where the opportunity is. That's where, honestly, it's just keeping it simple. Let's not overcomplicate things. Let's just really focus on where the best opportunity is. And right now, that's with the SPY and the Qs. Penny stocks have been a chop fest lately. We're watching VTNR, watching VRM. Those are the top two. Back burner stocks, EVAX, KXIN, ONDS, and then way on the back burner, some prior day movers, BWV, APRN, KBAL, EHTH, CYN, SKYH, way on the back burner. Towards the top of the back burner watch list, you got ONDS, KXIN, EVAX. Top two stocks out of the gates, VRM, BT, NR. All right, guys. All right, I'm dropping the stream on TikTok. You guys can go ahead and join us over on YouTube. Again, the YouTube is AlphaDayTrading. Again, you see my screen. Hear my beautiful voice. You can see my face. We're getting you guys prepared for the day. Talking about the top stocks of the day, marking up those levels, doing that due diligence. Again, getting you prepared to identify where the best opportunity is so we can lock in some profits. I'll see you guys over on YouTube. Take care. Happy safe trading. Good morning, traders. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing today? Welcome back and happy Money Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. It is May 10th, 9 o'clock in the markets. And boy, oh boy, am I fired up to be here. I'm excited. I am motivated. I am hungry to lock in some profits. I got all of my issues taken care of. My account is up, ready to go. I am ready to attack the best of the best opportunity on this beautiful Money Monday. So let's make it happen, team. Let's have an amazing Money Tuesday and let's lock in some big old consistent profits like you guys have been locking in for several weeks and several months. You are always crushing it, so keep up that amazing work. So before we would dive into it, hit me with a big old good morning and happy Money Tuesday, traders. Who we got inside the chat? We always got Mr. Ron, Crypto Curl, Trader Adam, Steve, Winner, hello, Arlene, Esther, Sam, Dougie, Fresh, AZ, J-Dub, Stir, Mr. Steve, Mr. Chris. How we all doing today, team? How we doing today, traders? Hit me with those big old good mornings. It is Taco Tuesday, and you're dang right. I'm going to Taco Bell today. I'm getting me a quesadilla, all right? So that is my lunch. Yes, Taco Bell quesadillas, baby. Hit me with that big old good morning over on the YouTube. I almost said TikTok. YouTube. We got Robert, Ed Nevis, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. John Holmes, David, Stock Talk Trades, Carlos, Texas, Diane, Steve. What's up, traders? Good morning once again, and happy Money Tuesday. There's quite a few things to talk about this morning, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right into it, get you guys prepared for the day. What are we watching? Why are we watching these stocks? What are our levels? What are we looking for? Where's the opportunity to lock in those profits? Again, let's not waste any time, team, and let's dive in to it. All right, so right now, let's go ahead and dive into our morning stock newsletter. All right, so good morning. Happy Money Tuesday. Welcome back. Let's have an awesome day. Let's hit it hard. Let's have some fun and let's lock in some profits. Congratulations to our top trader of the day yesterday, Mr. Corey, locking in $560 on the day, coming in with some consistent freaking profits. Good job, Corey. Keep up the good work. My PayPal is josh_Howerton at iCloud.com. I'll do 50%. We're okay with that, all right? So, keep up the awesome work. Make $1,000 today. And again, the PayPal is josh_Howerton at iCloud.com. All right. So appreciate you. All right, team. Stocks with news today. We're going to dive into that here in a moment. But first things first, what do we got going on this week? We got key inflation data this week. Wednesday, got CPI numbers. Thursday, jobless claims. Very key data. So what do we know when we have FOMC meetings? Key data coming out, especially right now in this market environment. The market tends to be a little choppy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday last week, a little choppy, then boom, a lot of volatility in the market. What did we see yesterday? It was kind of choppy, but it had a nice downtrend. It was easy to trade that downtrend chop. Right now, we got 24 hours until those numbers come out, less than 24 hours. I expect to see the markets very choppy today. So keep that in mind. All right, we have very key inflation data coming out tomorrow and Thursday. I expect to see the markets more or less choppy and range bound until we see exactly what this data is and how the market is going to react and how we start pricing this in. We will have much better idea of where the markets are heading short term. When I say short term, I mean maybe a couple of weeks. Midterm, 3 to 6 months. Long term, a year out. So when I say short term, I'm talking a couple of weeks. So that's going to give us a great idea of where we could see the markets headed in the short term based on what we have in this data and these numbers that are going to be released Wednesday and Thursday. So again, head over to themarketwatch.com, economy, politics, the calendar. You can always see exactly the week's major U.S. economic reports and Fed speakers to stay in tune with the market. Stock futures rise after the S&P 500 falls to its lowest level in more than a year. We cracked below that 4,000 threshold for the first time in a long time, and we bounced back up here this morning in pre-market. Just because we're green on futures, okay, just because we are green in pre-market does not mean it's going to be a green day. How many times have you seen the markets open down substantially and close green substantially? We see it a lot. How many times have you guys seen the markets gap up and then close red nasty? A lot. So do not think just because we are gapping up 6 points on the SPY or because we're gapping up 7 points on the Qs. That is not a definitive that it's going to be a green day. We still need to play our key technical levels, and we'll be diving into that, guys. We got a lot of earnings today. We got Upstart. Upstart's down right now. Not the best earnings. Peloton, absolutely getting smacked in the face right now. I'm going to buy some more Peloton today because it is freaking dirt cheap. So Peloton getting absolutely crushed on earnings. You got CLOV. Shares were up 14% at one point this morning after the company reports higher revenue. It's a very large float stock, though, guys. It's $332 million in float. $332 million in float. That's a very large float. These are slow and steady movers, all right? Wasn't trading any volume. It was trading 180,000 shares. On average, the stock trades 12 million. So we have a very large float. It's simply up 14% on earnings, and it's not trading any volume. Is CLOV really worth your time? No, we need volume. Why? Volume equals activity. Activity equals profit. If there's no volume, the stock's not active. If the stock's not active, it's going to be really hard to make profits. So we need volume, and CLOV has literally no volume in pre-market on that earnings report. So again, CLOV, not really worth your time in my opinion. KXIN announcing an order of 10,000 electric trucks. 117 million in float. The stock was trading 2.9 million shares right around 8 o'clock. On average, the stock trades 1.27. So there, shortly after that press release, the stock is trading higher than average volume. It's not a super large float like CLOV. It's still pretty big, though. It's 117 million in float. But we do have a press release on KXIN. We will be diving into KXIN to look at these technicals to see what we have in store. So KXIN announcing an order of 10,000 electric trucks, trading good volume. It's a larger float stock, but let's see if it has any potential for today. VRM, ladies and gentlemen, VRM, Vroom shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q1 EPS and sales results. Another larger float stock coming in at 131 million in floats. Was not really trading the best of the best volume, right? That was around 8 o'clock. However, in the past hour, we've gone from 4 million shares to 14 million shares, slightly above the average. We have the volume. It's a stock that can move. It's not a 3, 4, 500 million in float. It's still large. It's a slower and steadier mover compared to a 1 million in float, 5 million in float stock. But again, we have good earnings. The stock is trading in volume. It is a stock that can move, and this is something that we called out for that beautiful break over 152, and this stock right now hitting those highs of around 170. We will be dissecting VRM, getting you guys prepared, dissecting the stock, identifying these technicals, and seeing if there's any opportunity today with VRM. Next, we have VTNR, another stock issuing Q1 earnings, right? So revenues rise. They also issue full year 2022, 2023 outlook. Lower float stock coming in at 45 million in float. The only problem with VTNR, my apologies, VTNR this morning was it was trading 100 or 400,000 shares. The average volume on the stock is 3.9 million shares. We were trading substantially less. Right now, if we look at VTNR, we are trading 700,000 shares. The average is 3.9, so we're really lacking the volume right now. However, the technicals are not bad. If we can break over this key technical level, that could really bring in some volume. So I definitely want to talk about VTNR and check this out and get you guys prepared. One of the best press releases today, EVAX. So EVAX announces successful production of personalized cancer immunotherapies in their phase 1 out of 2 clinical trials. Lowest float stock on the leaderboard, coming in at 13 million in float, trading some of the best relative volume. On average, the stock trades 31,000 shares here on EVAX, 31,000 shares. Today at 8 o'clock, we were trading 1.4 million shares. So we have a nice low float stock trading high relative volume. Fantastic press release announcing successful production of personalized keyword cancer immunotherapies in their phase 1 out of 2 clinical trials. EVAX has the best press release. This is a stock that we will be talking about today. Last but not least, we have ONDS we will be discussing as well. This stock literally has no volume. It was trading 12,000 shares. On average, it trades 400,000. So literally no volume. It is a lower float stock, and there is a press release. However, they have earnings coming on up. I think it's tomorrow morning. So we could see ONDS move a little bit off this press release. There could be some anticipation buying, right, ahead of earnings. Maybe there's some opportunity. We'll go ahead and talk about that here in a second as well. My top stocks for the day, okay? APRN. This was a stock we were watching last week for a swing trade. Earnings missed, caused the stock to gap down yesterday. It actually retested that falling wedge on the daily chart, and we saw a decent bounce back yesterday off that falling wedge retest from last week's break. So I definitely want to keep this on watch to see if it sets back up for a swing trade. If it does, and I'm looking to enter this for a swing trade, I'll definitely let you guys know here inside of chat. NKTX, those $15 puts from last Monday on our watch list, go check it out. Go look at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I am short biased on NKTX. $15 puts off the 200 SMA rejection. When we were talking about those on Monday, those are about 80 to 90 cents a piece. Yesterday, the last bid was $2.30. That was a beautiful short. If you guys were grabbing those puts on NKTX, you guys are up over 100% in literally a week on NKTX, so good job. And then last but not least, some AMDTA. If the markets stabilize today, right, like I said, I expect the markets to be more range-bound, sideways. We see the markets more or less stabilize and sit sideways, not dump on off, not rip on up, but kind of just stabilize. And we have positive inflation data tomorrow and Thursday. I believe we can have a good swing trade on AMD. So I want to see AMD stay above 84.75 into this inflation data. I'd like to see positive inflation data. The markets react positively, and then look for a swing trade back to 91.44, 98.40, and then $100. So AMD is definitely something I'm watching today into tomorrow. Maybe there's some opportunity for some day trades, but I'm still liking the idea of a swing trade as well, just like we swung trade this one last week a little bit too. So definitely AMD we'll be discussing, but let's go ahead and start with some of these top gaining stocks, guys. VTNR, a key level that we need to regain and trade above 1122. As long as the stock's staying above 1122, there's potential here. That's a key level that we need to stay above $11.22. We could see the stock back up towards around 1211, 1236, 1424. If this stock is below 1122, I'm not even looking at it. I'm not looking to short it. I'm not looking to go long. As long as this stock is trading and setting up above 1122, I see potential back up towards around 1211, 1236, and then 1424 on VTNR. Definitely one of the top stocks I want to be watching today, guys. VMR, top stock, top stock, top stock. This stock had that good press release. Not a good press release, sorry. It was earnings. VRM is trading above the average. It is a larger float stock. However, very nice ascending triangle breakout formation in pre-market, grinding all the way to 175. We have a 185 and then a $2 target on VRM. So if you guys were taking this for that 152 break off this ascending triangle, you guys were able to lock up maybe 20 cents a share, and you still have potential to 185 and then $2. What do you know about support and resistance? Old resistance turns into new support. So VRM 152 is going to be our next level of support. We also have this trend line to pay attention to as well. Now, if we crack below that 150, the 152 level, and we start fading, we have room down to 133. As long as we're above 152, we have potential back up to pre-market highs of 175, 185, and then $2. Anything over $2 here, guys, we can see this up towards around 226 today. Up on earnings, good volume. It is a larger float stock. However, it's a cheap stock. It's not going to really take a lot to get this thing going. VRM, definitely one of our top stocks to be watching today. Above 152 support. Again, potential back up to 175, 185, $2, and then anything over 2, you could see 226 on VRM. EVAX, this was that cancer press release, right? This was one of the best press releases, one of the lowest float stocks, trading some of the best volume, the highest relative volume today in pre-market. This stock's not really doing too much in pre-market, but there is potential. Again, fantastic press release, high relative volume, nice low float stock. I want to keep this one on watch above $3. Below $3, I don't care about it. It's probably going to fade back down to 230, 240. We can hold above 3 and set up, we have potential to 340. We can break over 340, we have potential to 373. If we ever break over 373, we can see this up towards around 389 and then $4. Over 4, your next major level of resistance is going to be $4.66. But again, first things first, needs to stay above $3. If there's an opportunity and there's a setup and there's a reason to get involved with EVAX above $3, fantastic. We know we have potential to 341. Look to lock in some profits. If it breaks 341, we have potential to 373. Lock in some profits. Up to 389 to $4. Lock in some profits. And if this stock really rips and runs today, which I highly doubt it because it's a penny stock, we could see 466. So it's definitely worth keeping on watch. Fantastic press release. Above $3 support. There's potential today. KXIN, another stock that had a good press release. Remember KXIN, 10,000 new electric vehicles, and they received an order. I don't know from who, but they're just announcing that order of 10,000 electric trucks here on KXIN. KXIN is trading good volume, 6 million shares this morning in pre-markets. On average, 1.27 million. So we have high relative volume. We have a good press release. It's a larger float stock. 117 million in float, but it's a cheap stock. It's not going to take a lot to get this going. I want to see what happens above $1 on KXIN. I'm not too crazy about this stock. It's more of like a bottom on the top gaining watch list, but kind of towards the bottom. I just want to see what it does above $1. If it's trading below $1, I don't want to watch it. But if it's holding above $1 and it's setting up and there's opportunity, we have great potential back up to 117. Anything over 117, we could see 132 and then 137 on KXIN. And you have $1 psychological whole support, one of the strongest levels of support and resistance for penny stocks. So I want to keep this on high watch above $1. And if it's setting up and there's an opportunity and there's a reason to get involved, we could see it up towards around 117, 132, and then 137 on KXIN. And then the last stock that's on our top stock watch list for today is going to be ONDS. So again, I'm not so crazy about this. Honestly, ONDS is going to the back burner. All right, ONDS is going to the back burner. ONDS announces that Scott's Miracle-Gro will use American Robotics autonomous drones for crop analysis. So the press release doesn't really hype me up. There's little to no volume. The only reason I want to keep this one on watch is two reasons. Well, three reasons. Number one, there is a press release. Okay. Number two, maybe a dead cat bounce. Why a dead cat bounce? We just fell from 825 to 566 in like 4 days, right into a level of support. So maybe we get a dead cat bounce. Number two, we have earnings tomorrow morning. Sometimes you see some anticipation buying ahead of earnings. I highly doubt it, but it's worth being mindful of, right? If we see that dead cat bounce, right? We have a reason, a dead cat bounce, because it's overextended to the downside. We have a press release that could move the stock a little bit, and we could see some anticipation buying ahead of earnings. Again, I'm not too crazy about it, but it's worth watching. It's worth being mindful of, just in case we see the stock moving on up today. We know exactly why it's moving and what we need to be doing, not holding the stock overnight into earnings, because if earnings are bad, we could see this down at $4, but there could be some opportunity for a day trade. Support right now, 571 here on ONDS, with potential, if it gets volume, back up towards around, actually, we're already at 621. My bad, guys. We're already at 621. So right now, bottom support, 566. If we can hold above this 621, that kind of looks good, and we could see it pop back up towards around maybe like 665, 680. Again, you can tell I'm not too confident with this. I'm not too like optimistic, but it's something worth breaking down, doing some due diligence, and seeing if there's any opportunity, guys. Steve, any Trading View users in here? What's up, Steve? Divon, what's up? Good morning, all new faces over inside of free chat. Welcome. Enjoy the free session. If you guys have any questions, reach out to support. Email me, josh@alphadaytrading.com. But again, welcome to the team intro members. What's up? All right, so ONDS, again, I'm not too confident with it. I'm not too optimistic, but it's something worth maybe watching today to see if there's any volume. Now, the rest of these stocks I'm getting ready to list off, these are way on the back burner, guys. Way on the back burner. But we should watch them in case we see some attention, in case we see some volume. So BWV, it is a stock on the back burner. If it starts moving and there's a reason to get involved, we'll break it down. We'll get you guys prepared, but I do not want to overwhelm you with 20 stocks in TA. Okay, so back burner stock that I will be looking at periodically throughout the day, BWV. Another back burner stock that I'll be looking at periodically through the day, APRN. So again, this was one in my morning stock newsletter. We broke out of this massive daily falling wedge on APRN. We popped on up for a few days here. Nice movements. Dropped on off ahead of earnings. Not the best earnings. Gap down into this wedges trend line. Retest. Bounce on up. So we actually see a nice break of this falling wedge. We see a retest of the falling wedge trend line, and that could cause this to start grinding back up a little bit. So that's why I want to keep APRN on watch. Right now, there's no reason to get involved. Support's back down towards around $2.90 and $3. But if it's setting up on a higher time frame and it looks good for a possible swing trade, let's get prepared. Let's identify that opportunity, and let's make it happen. But right now, APRN is just a stock that I'll be periodically looking at throughout the day to see if there's a reason to get involved. KBAL, another stock that's on the back burner, and I'll be periodically looking at this one today as well. EHTH, back burner play. I really like EHTH, believe it or not. So EHTH had earnings last week. We saw the stock run from around 835 all the way up towards around 1183. A little bit of this moving average squeeze formation, not the best, but yesterday we saw a break and a close above that 50 SMA, closed right up against 1183 resistance on EHTH. We are gapping up today above 1183. So if we open and we don't drop any lower than 1183, I may take this for a quick long up to 1259 on EHTH. So it's just a pure technical setup. We're gapping up above daily resistance 1183. If daily resistance turns into intraday support at 1183 and we hold above that level, I will take this long to 1259 on EHTH. CYN. I don't like day trading this stock, but you guys do. Some of you do, some of you don't. I don't. I'm not going to trade this stock, but it is going to be something that we keep on watch today. We can start breaking back above, I would say like 420 to 425. Let's watch it. We can see it back up at 460. But if we can't break and trade above that 420 to 425, we have potential to fall back down towards around 394 here on CYN. Okay? Here on CYN, back down towards around 393, maybe 394. But if we can break and stay above that 420 to 425, there may be some potential here back up to 460. So again, back burner stock, I'm not crazy about, but I'll be periodically looking at this one throughout the day. Winter, hello. Is your watch list on the website? So I put together a morning stock newsletter every single day, and it outlines all of the top gaining stocks in pre-market that have news. So again, market overview, stocks with earnings that are gapping up, gapping down, penny stocks that have news, earnings, the float, the shares, right? This is, again, how I start to prepare my watch list. It all starts with stocks with news, stocks with volume. So I'm putting together a watch list of every single stock with news, what the float is, what the volume is, and again, what is that keyword in that press release. I also list my top stocks of the day, pre-market gappers, prior day top gainers, and earnings for the week. Now, I go more into depth, and I'm really detailed and thorough in the live streams, because it's much easier to hear me talk about something with a visual representation versus reading about something. So again, I detail this really well in case you cannot be here on the stream, but I'm going to take this morning stock newsletter, I'm going to break it down, give you live examples in real time with a visual representation as well. So that's where we're posting our initial newsletter and our initial watch list, but things do adjust throughout the day, occasionally as stocks move. All right. MCDX Smart Money is the indicator. Absolutely, 100%, guys. And then lastly, options. You guys know about AMD. We talked about AMD. We have very, very key support at 84.75. Very, very key support at 84.75. I want to see AMD flat today ahead of the inflation numbers. If it's positive and we're above 84.75 and we see those positive numbers tomorrow and Thursday, I expect to see AMD back up to 91.44, 98.40, and then $100. If we ever break over $100, I believe we could see AMD back up to 110. Okay, that may be a little optimistic. I may be a little wishful thinking that it's going to really get back up another 20 points to the upside. But there is potential, but there's definitely some potential into some of these first levels and these first targets. I definitely want to be watching AMD for a possible swing trade coming on up, right? The SPY, last but not least, the SPY and the Qs. 405.72 resistance on the SPY. That's it, guys. It's simple. 405.72 resistance. So if we see a bearish setup occur below resistance, what do we want to be doing? Trading puts, right? For that dump, for that fade. Now, if we see the SPY breaking and trading above that 405.72, that's a sign of strength. That would be a bullish signal. We would look to play this long back up to 410 and 411 for calls on the SPY. There's one level to really keep on watch, 405.72. What happens at that level, we don't know. But when we see something take place, and if there's an opportunity, let's make it happen. There's going to be some movement, in my opinion, with the SPY today. There's going to be some opportunity to lock in some profits. Okay, so 405.72, current resistance. If we sell off from that level, I wouldn't be surprised if we come back down towards around 400 and then possibly retest yesterday's lows on the SPY. The Qs, resistance right here at 305.19. We cannot break and trade above 305.19. I believe we could pull back to 300. And then yesterday's lows right around 296 to 297 on the Qs. Now, if we're breaking above and trading above and looking good above 305.19, we could look to play calls back up to the 310s today on the Qs. And you guys know that I'm not trading calls and puts right now. So how will I look to trade the SPY, right? If the SPY dumps on off, what am I going to do? I'll look to trade UVXY to the long side. If if the Qs dump on off, how will I trade this? I will look to play SQQQ to the long side. Okay, now if the Qs are ripping, you can play TQs. It's an ETF that tracks the Qs, a little bit less expensive. But what I've been doing that's been paying well is if the Qs are ripping to the upside, looking strong, I will simply short SQQQ. Right? Yesterday, great short on SQQQ. Would have paid out big time. My broker was down. Last week on Friday, killer short on SQQQ, $500 in 3 minutes. So again, I'm okay with trading SQQQ long, and I'm okay with trading it to the short side, depending on what the Qs do. So a lot of my focus is going to be on the Qs and then SQQQ as well. We have 6 seconds to go, team. Let's get fired up. Let's get prepared. Let's have an awesome day. And let's do what we do best. Stay disciplined, patient, find the best opportunities, and lock in some amazing profits, guys. So honestly, out of the gate, I'm watching the Qs because we're right at 305.19 resistance. We're right at 305.19 resistance. I mean, what if it's like a double top from pre-market? I mean, what if it's a double top? You got that high in pre-market resistance. What if this is another intraday high and it just sells off? If it starts cracking below 304, I'm shorting the Qs. So if we start to crack below 304 here and that 9 EMA, I'm going to short the Qs. And I'll put a stops over what the high is. But right now, we're sitting back being patient, looking to see what we do out of the gate here on the Qs. Again, top penny stock to be watching out of the gate. VTNR above 1122 support, looks good to 1211 and then 1236. VRM, this stock is getting ready to hit your first target at 185. The trade was the break over 152. If you missed the initial break, it even retested. Boom, you're very close to 185, first target. Lock in some profits, go risk free. Now, if you're leaving a runner on the table, you have potential to 2 and then 226. EVAX above 3. KXIN above $1. We're going to keep those ones on watch. But the top penny right now to be watching, VRM, from our ascending triangle breakout alert this morning here in pre-market. But Steve, welcome. Devon, welcome. What's up, traders, over inside of free chat? You guys are getting the stream. I hope so. You guys can chat with each other, ask questions, all that good stuff. We'll have some fun with it. What was the ticker for the cancer one again? EVAX. 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 ISIG for a head and shoulders. So one thing I want to talk about today, guys, is location, right? Patterns and the location. Right? If you see a pattern form, it's all about location. Think about real estate. You have a house in Indiana, it's 200 grand. You pick that house up, put it in Florida, it's worth $500,000. Okay, location, location, location. So, head and shoulders formations occur at or near levels of resistance, at or near all-time highs, at or near high of days, if you're looking at a 1 minute time frame. So you're not really going to see a head and shoulders formation occur really at support. It's really, really rare that you see that, and those are typically not the best head and shoulders formations, but you have the right idea. Winter hello. You have the right idea, and you're seeing that possible head and shoulders formation. But again, location is everything. We want to see these reversal formations, right? Because a head and shoulders is a reversal formation. Reversals happen at or near levels of resistance. So again, on this type of formation, you'd want to see it occurring at a level of resistance for this to be a more powerful, better head and shoulders. All right, guys, get ready. Get ready. If the Qs drop below 304 here, guys, the Qs drop below this 304 level, we start selling on off, I may look to start building a position on SQQQ to the long side. My risk is going to have to be, oh, that's a lot of risk. That's a lot of risk. I was like, my risk has to be low a day. Q's risk has to be high a day. That's about $1 risk on SQQQ, so I may have to readjust my my thought process here. Has the team been following MMAT at all? I don't think so. I'm not sure. I definitely know I haven't been looking at it. But the Qs, that key level here, team, was that 304.09 area. You see divergence on the 1 minute time frame, right? So you put in a higher high, you get your lower high on the RSI. You get some of this initial bearish divergence. I want to play it really, really safe in this market. And I just want to always play it as safe as possible, but especially in this market. So we are dumping on down below 304.09. We just flushed out to 303.40, 303.20, 303.26, 21.18. Look at that big flush, already up a point. Let's wait for this. Let's wait for this to bounce. It's gonna bounce. It's very overextended to the downside. 305.75 to 303. That's almost a 3-point drop. Wait for this thing to bounce on back up. Just simply sit back and wait for this thing to pop back up a little bit. What do I mean pop back up a little bit? Right, this is what I mean when I say pop back up a little bit. Look at that big nasty flush on down. Just dropped on off. It's overextended to the downside. It's probably going to bounce on back up. So let it bounce on back up into that level of support. Right, that was a level of support here on the Qs. Let this bounce on back up into that level of support, and let's see if it holds it down as resistance. If we see that take place, I want to be looking to get in somewhere around right here. Stops right over that level of resistance, looking for that next leg down. So it's a crack and retest, looking for it to roll over, looking to make entries right here. Stop loss is very tight over that high, looking for this to get slapped right back down to the downside here on the Qs. So again, I can't chase it, right? It's just like a stock moving to the upside. Now, if this was a lot of green to the upside, would you be buying this long? You'd be like, hell no, I'm chasing the stock. It's the same thing to the downside, guys. The stock just dropped literally 3 points in 5 minutes to the downside. If you're buying puts right now, you are chasing this to the short side. Sit back and wait for the best opportunity. We're only 7 minutes into the day. That may be something that we look into, Stir, because that's a room that's probably going to be very, very active. So 100%, I'll see if we can actually customize that per room and see if we can make some functionality adjustments, okay? So again, cracking below 304.09. I want to see the bounce on back up into that 304.09. I want to see it rolling on over. If so, I'm absolutely going long on SQQQ. And the stops would be nice and tight, but you got to see it bounce on back up a little bit. If it doesn't bounce on back up a little bit and keeps dumping on off, I miss the entire trade. I'm not chasing this to the short side. There's no sense in starting off the day red on a silly trade. Now, if we get that little pop on back up, 304.09, we roll on over, we have a first target at support, if this is support here, right around 303. Then we're looking for the crack below 303 down to 301.60 here on the Qs. So again, I'm looking for maybe like a little 2 to 3 legged pullback. That's 2 to 3 green candles bouncing on up on decreased volume. That is a 2-legged pullback or a 3-legged pullback. You have to see 2 to 3 green candles bounce up on decreased volume to say this is a 2-legged pullback or a 3-legged pullback, and these are my go-to short opportunities. Look at Stir. Ooh, 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 ooh. Look at him. He's coming on in. He's grabbing some puts out of the gate. He's locking in $200 to start his day. Mr. Stir, way to make it happen, boss man. Good job. Leon, what do we got with Mr. Leon? We got $200. Ow! Leon, he was grabbing him some, he was grabbing some VRM. He was grabbing some VRM in pre-market. He was making it happen. Look at him. He comes in, he pays attention, he shows up, he locks in $200. It's not even 10 o'clock yet. Go back to sleep, Leon. I'll see you later. Okay. All right, Leon, go night-night. You made your money. Stir, you go night-night too. Okay? Go back to bed. Good night. Not. All right. In all seriousness, guys, like, we have fun in chat. It's fun. It's amusing. I'm stupid half the time. It's my sense of humor. You guys like it though. But in all seriousness, we're waiting for that 2-legged pullback or that 3-legged pullback. You're on the Qs. Now, it could occur right here at the 90 EMA and the VWAP. Right? It could start to be this dump on off right here. And I just miss it. I want to see that 2 to 3-legged pullback really occur around 304 for me to feel confident to get in. Hey, Steve, you're all good, buddy. Because I'm sure you can hear the dings through the other rooms as well. So you guys should be able to like read these messages, look at profits and profit chat, see our alerts, any kind of updates and alerts on options and crypto, all that good stuff. And you can see my beautiful face. VRM 185 was your first target on VRM. Support right now could be back down off these pre-market highs of 175, which I think 175 is a great level of support here. If we crack below 175, watch for this to come back down into the 150s. So 175 support, 185, 193, and then $2 resistance. Now, if we ever break 2, we have tons of potential to 226 on VRM. Look at that. BTNR dumping. Not worth it. EVAX, let's see if it sets up above $3. KXIN's below $1, not worth your time. ONDS, not worth your time. BWV, just trying to bounce here a little bit. Support's 435. Resistance, $5. Anything over $5 on BWV, 535 targets. Do not forget about EHTH here, team. Do not forget about EHTH. You missed the first run up, you may have another opportunity here. The stock opened at 1183. Where did it go? 1255. What was our target? 1259. That was a quick 80 cents a share to start your day on EHTH. It opened, first green candle, boom, 50 plus cents to the upside. Good job, team. If you missed that first opportunity, this may be a short-term double bottom that gets it right back up to high a day. Stops would be under 1175. Again, I'm just calling out what I see. It's not an alert. Just calling out what I see for you guys to build those plans, to make you more aware, to get you more prepared. Nicole, yeah, absolutely, 100%. What are the Qs doing right now? The Qs are just not even giving me love. Love me, Qs. Give me an opportunity, because I want to short you today. I want to short the crap out of you. Short it. Go all in. All in. 100%. No, I'm joking. So right now, the Qs have room to fall down to 301.60 and then 300 on the Qs. Again, we're about 13 minutes in. If you guys don't have a trade yet, it's okay. I don't have a trade yet either. So look at my P&L. Very transparent with you guys. If I have any orders, you guys will see my orders. I have 0 orders for the day. Okay? I have no trades yet. Why is that? Because I don't have my opportunity in front of me. I don't have a trade that I want to take. So I'm okay with sitting back and waiting for that opportunity. Because I tell you what, guys, sometimes my best trades come at like 10:30, 11 o'clock, end of the day. It's not a race to make profits. What it is, come on, sit back, be patient, be disciplined, and wait for your opportunity to come to you. No one really cares who's making money the quickest. Who's making that money and walking away with it at the end of the day. So I would like to see VRM pull back to probably 175 and then break this downtrend. I mean, that would look really, really good here on VRM. If we can come down, right? We have this trend line here at high a day. We just hit it on point number 2. So we kind of sell off a little bit. Back them to point 2. I'd like to see it continue to sell off a little bit. Point 3, and then set up for a break of this downtrend for that possible leg back up to 193. So if that can occur as close to 175 as possible, that looks great because you'd be buying this off support for a break of downtrend resistance. You could run this back up to 193 and then $2. And we're just looking at a simple break of this downtrend, ideally off of 175 support. Here we go, baby. Maybe a boom, boom, bang out of the gate here on VRM. Maybe a little boom, boom, bang out of the gate here on VRM, guys. So let's build a plan on this. Let's build a plan. Let's get you guys prepared. This could be a great trade coming on up. So again, we have point 1 of the downtrend, point 2 of the downtrend. If we see this play on out, if we see something like this play on out, I will be looking to buy off of that possible double bottom for higher low as close to 175 as possible. I would be putting a stop loss at 170. Maybe get a let's just call it a 178 entry. So what's my risk on this trade? What's my R? What's my risk? Probably 8 cents. Okay, where's my first target? 193. Now, how much is that? That's 15 cents. What's my W, my reward? It's gonna be 15 cents. What is that? That is almost a 2-to-1 setup. Check mark. Fantastic. It's a 2-to-1 setup. Low risk, great reward. There's a strategy here as well. It's a boom, boom, bang possibility occurring off 175 support. So we have an 80-20 A+ setup, good risk reward, 2-to-1 setup. Let's see if we have any action here with VRM coming on up. Okay, so that's exactly what I'd like to see here on VRM. All right, guys, so it is 9:45. Tomorrow is our free stream here on YouTube. We're going to be talking about volume. And then Mr. Cole is going to be jumping on the mic talking about volume, price analysis. You do not want to miss tomorrow's free live stream on YouTube. Again, great lessons, great topics. Let's have some fun. The market's going to be wild with CPI inflation data coming out. Tomorrow is going to be an awesome action-packed day in the market for some profits, as well as some awesome lessons talking about volume and then volume price analysis with Mr. Cole at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So YouTubers, enjoy the rest of your day. Trade smart, trade safe. Congrats and welcome to everybody signing up for the intro membership during our beta release. If you guys want to move forward and upgrade, you can anytime inside your account dashboard. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Happy, safe trading. Make sure you're trading safe. Make sure you're trading smart. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning right around 9 o'clock as we kick off another day of live trading and value bombs and education. Take care, guys, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. Right now, VRM, baby. Let's see. 175 support. If this sets up for a boom, boom, bang, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go if this sets up for a boom, boom, bang. And we know exactly What's a boom, boom, bang is, baby? We know exactly what it is if this thing can set on up. We want to see this stock holding that 175 level, bouncing back into this downtrend. That would be point number 3. Getting rejected, coming down, either a double bottom or a higher low, start to U-shape, start to pick up volume. We're looking to buy this at the break of point number 4 with stop losses right below that level of support. And we have 2 targets. Target number 1, right around 190. Target number 2, 193. Target number 3, $2. So again, we need to see it play out just like this before we get involved. And now we just sit here and wait to see how low it goes. This is why we do our process. What's our process, right? We build plans, preparation, right? So what did I just do? I analyzed the stock, the 3 A's: analyze, assess, accept. I just analyzed the stock. I saw a strategy, I saw a setup. So I moved on to A number 2. What did I do? I assessed where my entry would be. I assessed my stop loss. I assessed my targets. I was getting ready to assess my position sizing, but I see the stock crack down. So guess what? No reason to trade it. Preparation is everything in the market. Preparation kept you out of this trade. How many times as a newer trader would you have been buying at 174? How many times have you would have just said, you know what, it's at the VWAP, it's at 174, I'm in, and you're down 10 cents a share right now, PO'd. You're just mad, you're frustrated because the stock didn't hold on up. It's happened to me a lot. So that's why we go through our checklist. We go through that preparation phase. We analyze the stock. Why do we even want to trade it? We assess our levels. We get prepared. And then if the stock sets up, what do? We react. Yeah, 950.38. 950.38. If you guys are not live, make sure you click the live button on the live stream. 3-second delay.